Hello, good evening, Columbus and Facebook Nation. Welcome to the 2021 Columbus, Ohio virtual Carry the Load ceremony. My name is Joe Onesto, and I will be your master of ceremonies for today's event. I am an Air Force veteran, a proud employee of our sponsor, Chase, and an even more proud member of the Voices for Employees That Serve, or VETS, business resource group who helped plan tonight's event. At this time, I would like to introduce another member of our VETS planning committee, Chase employee and Army veteran Crystal Sorensen, who will be singing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you sing for the dawn's early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the most bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the brave and the home and all brave.
Thank you, Crystal. That was beautiful. As we get closer to Memorial Day to honor those who gave all, let us remember that May is also Asian American Pacific Islanders Month. Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders have been serving honorably in the United States military since the War of 1812. Today, Asian and Pacific Islanders make up around 3% of the military's active National Guardsmen and reservists of the military. Although small in numbers, their contributions to America's wars have been tremendous. We thank all those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for us today. I would now like to introduce one of today's Carry the Load speakers, Bill Costello. Bill is a vice president with Consumer and Community Banking since 2014 in the AML KYC. He collaborates with CCB subject matters in order to provide timely, accurate reporting for senior leadership. Additionally, Bill was co-chair of the Ohio VETS BRG for 2019 and 2020. Over nearly 3 decades serving in the U.S. Army and Army National Guard, Bill commanded units at the company and troop levels and held senior staff positions at the battalion and brigade levels. Retiring as a lieutenant colonel, his assignments provided opportunities to work alongside military and Department of State senior leadership. Bill's most recent assignment was the Deputy Chief Domestic Support Operations at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. He holds a Bachelor of Arts and Sciences in Economics from the University of Pittsburgh and a Master's in Business Administration. Bill's favorite saying is, Columbus, Ohio is America's best kept secret. Bill?
Joe, thank you very much for the beautiful introduction. Now, good evening, everybody. For most people, Memorial Day marks the beginning of summer, but for millions of American families, it holds a much deeper meaning. It is the day that we set aside to remember the men and women who did not make it home, to celebrate their courage, mourn their loss, and appreciate what they did for our country. We are gathered here today, virtually and remotely, today to remember those who gave all for our freedom. More than 1 million American service members have died in the wars and conflicts this nation fought since the first colonial soldiers took up arms in 1775 to fight for our independence. Each person who died during these conflicts was a loved one, cherished by family and friends, and to this day, each is a loss to the community and our nation. In 1882, the nation observed its first official Memorial Day, a day set aside to remember, honor, and sacrifice those who died in our nation's war. This year will mark the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attack on our nation. Our entire nation, united together from all walks of life, backgrounds, we rose up and we rallied to take the fight to defeat the war on terrorism. As Americans, we understand the following truth. There is more that unites us than will ever divide us. Many of my friends and teammates at JPMorgan Chase lost fellow combatants, and we carry the load for our brothers and sisters who made the ultimate sacrifice. I specifically am carrying the load for my dear friend, Master Sergeant Jeffrey Rick, who was with the 37th Infantry Brigade Combat Team. For decades, Memorial Day in our nation, when stores used to close, communities gathered together to show our patriotism through a day full of parades and celebrations. Memorial Day meant ceremonies at cemeteries around the country, speeches honoring those who gave their lives, the laying of wreaths, and the playing of taps. In some places, these ceremonies continue, like we see here today. Thank you, Chase, and Carry the Load for committing to this. You come here to honor our fallen comrades, and you understand that Memorial Day, we honor the ideals and values of those soldiers who stood and died defending. This is the 7th year that JPMorgan Chase is presenting sponsor of the relay, which began late April and will end on Memorial Day. This relay will span over 15,000 miles along the Midwest, East, and West coasts, and it will progress 24 hours a day, rain or shine, for 32 days to raise funds for nonprofits providing direct services to service members, veterans, and military families. In closing, as we approach the Memorial Day weekend, I encourage you to visit the Chase corporate intranet to learn more about our firm's Carry the Load partnership, to honor those fallen service members, veterans, first responders, and their families. As Americans, we owe a great debt of gratitude to those who sacrificed their lives so that we continue to live free. We can start to pay that debt by remembering what they did and what they stood for, lest we forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for sharing your story with us this evening. Right now, I'd like to turn it over to Destiny, who's out there live on the path, and check in and see how things are going with her. Destiny?
Hey, thanks. So we are in Columbus, Ohio right now, and I'm actually walking a leg right now. We are at the Columbus Police Memorial as they are laying a wreath right now. And we have police escorts, and it's really awesome to be out here. If you'd like to see, this is what we are doing right now. So it's really great to be out here on the ground and walking. There's so many experiences, so many great people, so many stories. So.
Great. Thank you, Destiny. I'm glad to see we've got a great participation going out there and honoring those fallen first responders as appropriately. Right now, I would like to introduce Jayme Lingo. Jayme is a veteran widow, and the event and fundraising director for Sheepdog Impact Assistance. Founded in 2010, Sheepdog Impact Assistance is a national nonprofit organization founded and headquartered in Rogers, Arkansas. Sheepdog Impact Assistance exists to engage, assist, and empower our nation's sheepdogs, military veterans, law enforcement, fire and rescue, and EMS personnel to get off the couch and re-engage in living a meaningful and productive life. Jayme?
Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so excited to be with you, Columbus. I lived in Ohio for 20 years. My son is currently serving in the Ohio Army National Guard, and he was Marine for 6 years before that. And then my daughter lives in Columbus. And so my heart is still there. And I thank you so much for all you're doing there and for this relay. I'm excited. It is an honor not just to be with you, but to be a nonprofit partner with Carry the Load. Sheepdog Impact Assistance has been with Carry the Load for 5 years now. And we're excited about the platform that gives our members and volunteers to remember the ones that they've lost and to bring back the true meaning of Memorial Day. So as you said, we exist to engage, empower, and assist these men and women who have served our nation so bravely, either as military or a first responder. We do this through 3 different missions. We have outdoor adventures to get them off the couch and re-engage to living their full lives, and to give them that camaraderie on that physical experience of an outdoor adventure. Last year through COVID, we were able to assist 422 veterans and first responders in outdoor adventures. And getting that camaraderie and off the couch together and physical challenges that come with outdoor adventures, it really gives a organic healing to the process. And then we also have Warrior Path is another program of ours. It incorporates the mental health and the mental wellness. And so with Warrior Path, we take the PTG, and that is transformed into, or post-traumatic stress disorder. The PTSD is taken and transformed into PTG, which is post-traumatic growth. So we help those who have served so bravely to be able to take all the things that they survived and to use those for strength and for better. And so post-traumatic growth is something that I think we'll be hearing a lot more of to come, but that is definitely something that we're doing through our Warrior Path program. And then we also have continued service like disaster response missions. So when there's a natural disaster, we deploy and help. And we also just look for disasters within communities and things that you can continue to serve, because these heroes have that innate desire to serve and to continue that. And so when their tour ends, or whenever they've been injured in the line of duty, they still want to do that and to serve and find that purpose and to continue with their purpose. So through Sheepdog Impact Assistance, we have not, we were founded in Rogers, as you said, but we also have 26 teams and chapters all across the nation. 2 of those are in Ohio, and we are in 19 different states. So there is surely a Sheepdog Impact Assistance chapter close to you. You can get involved whether there is or there isn't. But Carry the Load is a wonderful partnership for us because it does allow these sheepdogs, our members and our volunteers, to remember the ones that they've lost and to put their name on that rucksack and go out and hit the pavement. I've got my backpack here with me, and the ones that I love to carry and remember every year. And I'm so grateful to be able to do that. And one of those is my late husband. Another is also the hometown hero in West Lafayette, Ohio, of Ray Border, who we lost in combat. And I just want to thank you, Carry the Load, not only for all you do for these great men and women, but to bring back the true meaning of Memorial Day. And if you know a veteran or first responder who is looking for resources, I highly encourage you to go to Carry the Load and look at the nonprofit partners. There's amazing partners there, and there will be resources that will be awesome for you. And whether you are the veteran first responder or you're looking for some assistance for those who you love. So thank you so much for having me here today. And I encourage you, if you have not joined a team with Carry the Load, to do that and put on that rucksack and go out and hit the pavement, whether you do that at your home and where you live, or whether you join us in Dallas for the Memorial May. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jayme. Thank you for sharing Sheepdog's mission, and thank you for sharing your story with us today. That concludes the formal part of our ceremony for this evening. In conclusion, before we leave, I would like to thank once again our speakers, Bill and Jayme and Destiny. I'd also like to thank our soloist, Crystal, for the National Anthem today. Our sponsor, Chase, and the entire planning committee, to include Ashley Sorensen, Evan Howard, Amy Lotz, Thomas Vance Jr., David McDowell, Rebecca Wilson, and Max Lane. From Carry the Load, I'd like to thank Dana Sider, Matt Fryman, and Matt Reed for their assistance as well. Thank you, Columbus. Remember, check out carrytheload.org, join a team, remember what Memorial Day is all about, and good night.